What if I told you that making no contact is actually the weakest move you can make? Most men believe that by cutting her off and fleeing into the shadows, she would return, yearning to repair what has been broken. But let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a wealthy man begging for attention? Have you ever seen a ruler sulk in silence, hoping someone will notice his absence? Never, because power is never avoided, but rather controlled. No touch is passive, it is quiet, clothed in despair. It is a method used by men when they are unsure how to shift the power dynamic effectively. And let's be honest, if she's willing to walk away, do you believe ignoring her will make her reconsider everything? Number, she expects it. She has seen it before, but she won't be expecting your makeover. What she will not see coming is your entire transformation into someone she cannot replace. You do not make her regret losing you by disappearing. You make her regret losing you by being untouchable, by becoming the man she believed she could leave behind, only to discover too late that she cannot. Stay with me because I'm going to teach you exactly how to accomplish it. Like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Power is in control, not in silence. Now let us begin. Number 1. The Stoic mindset. Mastering emotional control. Emotions are the adversary of power. You've lost as soon as you let her see your agony, need, and frustration. A weak man responds, whereas a strong guy watches. An unshakable man has control. This is where many men fail. They believe that strength lies in appearing not to care and shutting her off completely. True power, however, comes from something far more profound. Complete emotional mastery. When she left, she anticipated a reaction, perhaps wrath, despair, or a frantic attempt to win her back. But she never expected indifference, nor phony apathy, nor a feeble attempt to appear unconcerned while covertly checking your phone every 5 minutes. Instead, she exhibits true detachment, a level of self-mastery so powerful that she questions whether she has ever had any influence on you. Women regret leaving a man who does not need them, not a man who reacts. And that is the stark truth that most men do not grasp. When she learns you aren't chasing, pleading, or even acknowledging the loss, her opinion of you changes. She anticipated seeing you struggle and feeling validated by your sorrow. Instead, she is confronted with silence, not desperate, but forceful, the kind that says, "I do not break." This is the heart of Stoicism, mastering emotions rather than denying them. Such achievement is not about feigning indifference, but about truly reaching a point where her absence holds no significance, where your path remains unaltered, and where your unwavering focus remains on your goals and self-improvement. A Stoic individual does not lose himself over a brief setback. He adapts, he rises, and he channels all of that energy into himself. And this is when the psychological transformation starts. She begins to question, did I ever matter to him at all? She repeats the events and conversations, seeking evidence that she had any genuine impact. And that's when doubt sets in. That's when she starts to wonder if she made the right decision. Not because you begged or disappeared, but because you became something she never imagined. Absolutely untouchable. Understand this. Your power exists in your presence, not in your absence. No contact is weak because it implies that ignoring her is sufficient. It is not. True strength comes from mastering your emotions to the point where you don't need to ignore her because she's irrelevant. That is the kind of strength that makes a woman wish she had never doubted you. Master yourself, and you'll master the game. Like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. I am unshakable. Number 2. The dark psychology of reverse attraction. Attraction is not about love, it is about power. And power is based on one thing, uncertainty. When a woman is certain she has you, she loses interest. But the moment she starts to wonder where she stands with you, she becomes fascinated. This is where many men go wrong. They believe that attraction is about proving their value by showering her with attention and demonstrating how much they care. However, the more certain she is of your emotions, the less she values them. Human nature compels us to pursue things that seem just beyond our reach. The mind seeks something it can't fully comprehend. This insight explains why women are drawn to mysterious males. Men's emotions are difficult to read. Men can appear present yet distant, available yet unattainable. When she departed, she anticipated having complete control. She assumed she could go on, that you'd be there waiting, predictable and easy to grasp. What if you weren't? What if, rather than fading like every other man, you transformed into something entirely different, an enigma? Consider this. Rather than blocking her, you stay visible. Rather than reacting emotionally, you remain collected. And instead of being the same man she left, you evolve, slowly and gradually. She begins to sense a difference. She may notice this difference through common acquaintances, through social media, or in person. There is a shift. You are not the same. You are unreadable. She is unsure whether you have moved on, changed, or if she still has any power over you. And that's when doubt sets in. Women do not regret losing a man who is waiting for them. They regret losing a man they underestimated. What is the most effective technique for making her doubt everything? Stop being predictable. Change your patterns. If she expects you to disappear, don't. If she expects you to chase, don't. If she expects you to be broken, thrive. Make her experience the unnerving sense of uncertainty. Make her wonder if she really had you in the first place. This is the dark psychology behind attraction. Never let her think she owns your mind. The more unpredictable you are, the more precious you appear in her eyes. And once that happens, she'll be unable to stop thinking about you. Number 3. Rebuilding your value, progressing beyond recognition. The worst thing a man can do after a breakup is stand still. If you stay the same man she left, you are demonstrating to her that she made the correct decision. However, if you evolve, transform into something greater, you compel her to question everything. This stage is where many men fail. They sit in their anguish, over-analyzing and reliving, waiting for the moment she returns. But the truth is, the instant you quit waiting, you begin winning. Currently, she believes she understands your worth. She believes she has seen everything you have to give, and that's the biggest mistake she's ever made, because the man she abandoned is no longer alive. The most powerful thing you can do is transform yourself into someone she didn't expect. Consider this. Months pass, and she decides to check up on you. Perhaps she finds you through common friends or on social media. But rather than seeing a man who is stagnant and stuck in the past, she sees something entirely different, a man who appears smarter and more confident. The man's life has dramatically improved to the point where she barely recognizes him. Regret does not stem from missing someone. Regret comes from the realization that you will never have them again. And this only happens when you rebuild yourself into someone so powerful and desirable that she feels the loss deeply. It's more than just appearing better. It's about changing your entire presence, your mindset, your body, your ambitions. Everything she once knew about you must have become outdated. This is the key to making her regret. Not hoping or waiting, but changing. You do not want her back. You want to become the version of yourself that leaves her wondering why she ever left. And when she learns you've outgrown her, she feels the worst grief. It's not the grief of losing herself, but the loss of the chance to be with the person you've transformed into. You do not chase. You grow. Number 4. The psychological power of social proof. Women do not want a man who no one wants. They want the man that others desire. This is why social proof is one of the most effective tools in your arsenal. If she believes you are in demand, if she notices that other women find you appealing, or if she learns that you are moving up in life, her opinion of you alters instantaneously. Because she notices that other people see your worth, she begins to wonder, did I miss something? Currently, she thinks she has you figured out. She went away, convinced she had made the correct decision. But the moment she sees you thriving, not alone, not desperate, but surrounded by attention, her confidence begins to wane. Most men fail because they isolate themselves. They maintain no contact, they vanish, and we hope she begins to think about them. But that's insufficient. The truth is that women do not regret losing a man who passes away. They lament losing a man who has become attractive to others. You don't need to say anything to her. All you need is for her to notice you. Perhaps through social media, mutual friends, or simply by running into you and noticing something different. Your energy, body language, the way you carry yourself, and the ease with which you attract attention. You need to be seen. It all conveys one clear message. I am a man of value, and a high-value man never stays alone for long. This is why it's important to enhance your online presence. Expand your social circle, connect with new people. Be seen in environments that convey status, confidence, and success. The more she watches others acknowledge your merits, the more she wonders if she made a mistake. Deep down, no woman desires to feel as though she abandoned a man who turned into a treasure for someone else. Stop becoming invisible. Make her see how valuable you are without chasing, asking, or saying anything. Number 5. Strategic coldness. Not no contact, but indifference. No contact is predictable. She anticipates it. She assumes that you will either completely disappear or make a comeback. But what she doesn't expect is something considerably more powerful. Strategic coldness. Not silence, not avoidance. She is experiencing a level of emotional detachment that causes her to question everything. Most men go without contact, believing she'll miss them. But hope is a weakness. A high-value man does not have to hope. He makes her feel his absence in a way that undermines her confidence. This approach isn't about ignoring her entirely. It's about demonstrating to her, softly but powerfully, that her presence or absence has no bearing on your life. She left without causing any harm to you. She released you. Consider the way she reaches out. Perhaps that is a casual message. Perhaps it's a subtle social media message. Most men either disregard it totally or respond enthusiastically. Both are mistakes. Ignoring her indicates that you're just playing a game. Responding enthusiastically indicates that she still has control. Instead, you do something far more unsettling. You acknowledge her, but remain detached. Your responses are brief, confident, and unfazed. You respond when you feel like it, never immediately. Your tone is composed, straightforward, and emotionally unreadable. You never ask how she's doing. Never give her the satisfaction of witnessing your fight. This cold, calculated indifference has a devastating effect on her psychology. It causes her to mistrust herself. She expected to feel in charge. She expected you to be predictable. But she's left wondering why he's so unconcerned. Did he care at all? And this is when her curiosity turns to frustration. And then it became an obsession. Indifference is far more powerful than no contact, because silence is expected. But a man who remains present yet completely untouched by her, that's irresistible. Be illegible. Be emotionally untouchable. Number 6. How to make her chase you. A woman only chases what she fears losing. The instant she believes she has you, she stops valuing you. However, when you instill a sense of scarcity and alter the relationship to make her feel left behind, that's when the game shifts. Most men make the mistake of either chasing too soon or pulling away too fully. Both are predictable. Both make it simple for her to classify you, either as someone desperate for her attention or as bitter and distant. But the one who is difficult to locate, the one she can't quite figure out, that is the man she can't stop thinking about. So how do you get her to chase you? Control the rhythm of engagement. If she reaches out, you don't ignore her, but you also don't prioritize her. You answer on your time, with confidence and emotional distance. You give just enough to pique her interest before pulling back. You make a casual remark, a simple response, and then you are silent again. Such behavior causes mental friction. She expected you to chase or flee, but now she's in psychological limbo, wondering why she doesn't have your undivided focus. This succeeds because it taps into a deep-seated anxiety in human psychology, the fear of losing something valued without closure. The more unpredictable you become, the more she seeks confirmation from you. And the key? Never offer her complete certainty. If she shows curiosity, don't reward her right away. Maintain the balance. Maintain the strain. You are no longer the one waiting. You are the person being chased. And the longer you hold your frame, the more intense her yearning gets. This is the skill of convincing her to invest in you again. Make her feel as if she is the one who must win you back. Number 7. The power of walking away and meaning it. The most powerful move a man can make isn't silence. I am not pretending to be unconcerned. It's walking away, and it means it. Not as a manipulative tactic, not as a test. Your optimism is because you truly recognize your worth. You understand that a man who values himself above all else cannot be shaken by a woman, situation, or loss. Here is the stark truth. Women are accustomed to males who linger. They expect you to lurk in the shadows, ready to go whenever they change their mind. That is precisely why they lack respect for the majority of men. But when you truly detach, when you walk away without hesitation or a second glance, something dreadful occurs in her thoughts. She sees she miscalculated. You see, most men pretend to walk away. They broke off communication but secretly hope she will contact them again. They claim to have moved on, yet they are still watching her every step. Women can sense this. They recognize when a man is still psychologically and emotionally attached to them. But when do you reach the point where, honestly, you no longer care? That is when she feels it. Consider this. She attempts to test the waters, perhaps with a casual remark, a random like, or an attempt to trap you into responding. And rather than ignoring her, instead of responding enthusiastically, you accomplish something far more powerful. You respond like a man who no longer wants anything from her. Polite, short, I'm completely disinterested. She was waiting for an indication that she still wielded power over you. Instead, she senses something unfamiliar, a gap where your focus used to be. This phase is when she starts to experience regret. She is not doing this because she misses you. However, she has realized that she no longer has influence over you. And that's when the power completely shifts. Why does the man walk away and never look back? That man will live on in our memories forever. Never make a woman feel like she's the center of your world. Never let her assume that her absence will shatter you. You're the prize. The only individuals who deserve access to your energy are those who have earned it. Walk away like a king, and she'll never forget you. Number 8. The silent revenge. Winning without speaking a word. Anger is not the most effective form of vengeance. It is not demonstrating a point. It is not even bringing her back. The best revenge is to triumph without her. No arguments, no explanations. There were no frantic attempts to convince her of your value. Your success was pure and unequivocal. Currently, she expects you to drift away. She expects you'll go on quietly, maybe meet someone new, or settle for a normal existence. But she doesn't expect to witness you grow into something so powerful and impenetrable that it worries her. She expects to forget you. But when she sees your success, when she understands you have become someone she will never be able to replace. The true sorrow comes. Imagine she's scrolling around social media one night, not thinking about you. And then, there you are. You look sharper than ever. You are in the best shape of your life. You find yourself surrounded by human beings, perhaps traveling. Maybe you're constructing your empire. And for the first time, she experiences something she never expected: envy. She expected you to remain stationary. She expected you to stay still. But now that she sees the man you've become, a thought crosses her mind. Have I made a mistake? This is why revenge never involves confrontation. It's never been about proving her wrong. The moment you try to show her what she has lost, you have already lost. Because true power comes from being so focused on yourself, so committed to your development, that her opinion becomes irrelevant. She only regrets losing you after realizing she had access to something precious and letting it go. Success is silent. Evolution does not require validation. When you reach a point where her presence or absence no longer influences your path, that's when she begins to feel the weight of your absence. And by then, it is too late. Why did she leave the man behind? He no longer exists. He grew into something far greater. Your best retaliation isn't in words. It's a transformation. Number 9. Be the man she can never replace. You do not win by getting her back. You won't win by making her envious. You win by becoming a man so unique, important, and irreplaceable that she spends the rest of her life looking for what she lost, but never finds it. That is the actual power. The intention is not to exact revenge. The intention was not to prove a point, but it is the one she will never have again. Women do not regret losing just any man. They regret losing a man who stands out. A man's presence was a privilege, not a given, and this is where most men fail. They believe that simply being a good guy, devoted and loving, will entice a lady to stay. However, devotion without value is forgettable. Affection without self-respect is weak. If you want to be the man she never forgets, you must become the one she can't replace. How do you do this? Become somebody of purpose. A man is so committed to his cause that no woman ever has greater power than his vision. You create a life so exceptional that any woman who leaves it feels her loss, not yours. Because the reality is, a lady is capable of replacing attention. She is capable of replacing comfort. However, she can never replace a man who is continually evolving, building, and rising. So, let her go. Let her ponder. Allow her to feel the weight of losing you. Not because you tried to convince her. However, your absence is more powerful than your presence ever was. The ultimate power move is to not hope she returns. It's becoming so untouchable, magnetic, and priceless that she can't help but regret. And you can't help but not care. You're the prize. And when you actually believe that, it's when you become irreplaceable. If you've gotten this far, you already know the truth. No woman determines your worth. No breakup determines your worth. The power has always been in your hands. I am not in pursuit. I don't have any hopes. I am not trying to make her regret anything. However, by becoming somebody so focused, mature, and untouchable, her absence becomes unimportant. Everything I've told you is not about vengeance. It's not about gaming. It's about becoming the man you were always intended to be. I know a man who has never begged, never waits, never looked back. When you stop seeking validation from others, you release unstoppable potential, true freedom. Now the decision is yours. You can keep waiting, hoping, wondering. Alternatively, you can rise, you can rebuild, you can become a version of yourself who is independent of her. The child does not miss her, and he definitely doesn't chase her. And when do you do it? You won't care if she comes to regret it. By then she won't be relevant. If you found the information useful and want to take control, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications. This is just the beginning. Leave a comment below. I control my destiny. Now go. Build yourself. Be the man she'll never find again. The world is yours.